Hey guys, it's Crystal here in Kurumatsu, Japan. I just want to tell you guys a little bit about like what's going on here and what my impressions are of Japan. I've been here for 4.5 days. It's getting easier to walk on the left side. But I keep tending towards the right to get out of people's way, but then I end up bumping into people, and that's really fun. Everything here is multiple stories high. They don't really have one story build. They do. They have really old one-story buildings, but for the most part, everything is high rise because they don't have a lot of land. It's an island, so they try and make the most space out of everything. One of the weird things is that everything is so like small and compact space-wise. The room here, I'll show you, is just extremely small. Don't judge, we're pretty messy right now. Okay, it's really messy, but basically it's about 8 feet by 10 feet, 10 feet, 10 feet. And then there's a bathroom here. Bathroom here, which looks like it was like built for a cruise or something. Everything is just plastic and it's a little box. One of the fun things about toilets here is they have a shower and a bidet, and those are really interesting. Make sure you press the prepare button because it warms the water. I tried it the first time just to see, and it was ice cold on my butthole. Ice cold on my butt. The other thing is that their bathtubs are super duper high, which is actually kind of nice. Comes up to here on me, which is nice for soaking, although it's only about like 3.5 feet long, so you don't really get to stretch out. The other thing is that everywhere has like a step up and a step down into the bathroom. So be careful at night when you go to take your midnight pee or whatever, because it's dangerous. Everything is really tiny. Doorways are short. Ceilings are short. Although in here, ceilings are pretty good and high. But our last place, the ceilings were about that high, which is, what, I don't know, 7 feet or so, 6.5 feet. Even our bed, this is a double person bed, and it's about the size of a full twin bed, or full bed. Everything's just small, like they're just little people, and everything is very, very small. In our room we have slippers because you're supposed to take your shoes off, which I keep forgetting to do. This is the view from my window. We're on the coastal town, but everything is just real big city. Food is a big thing here for me. I'm a big foodie, but I'm also really picky, and apparently pickier than I thought, which is hard. Everything is like different. The meats are different cuts, different. They love leaving lots and lots of fat on their meats, which I always am like super phobic of fat on my meats and cutting them off. So here that's been kind of a struggle. Funny story, I went out to get noodles yesterday by myself because Leaf's at work all day. And of course I don't speak the language. I know how to say I want this, please, and thank you, and yes. So I bought a bowl of noodles, soup, udon soup, and it came with like, it was like the equivalent like of beef bacon. So the meat was like sweet and smoky and really good, but it was just like massive amounts of fat. I wish I had taken a picture of it. Just massive amount. Like you'd pull it up and it'd be like, oh, like it was panic attack inducing. So luckily they like closed this little curtain around your area so you have privacy, and I was just like pulling, like shredding fat off of this meat, and they don't give you napkins, so what are you gonna do? So I just left some broth and then threw it all back in at the end to hide it, which didn't hide because it all floated to the top. I've been trying to use my Google Translate Live, where you kind of take an ongoing picture of it and it translates it on the screen for you. But because AT&T sucks, we don't get data out here, and so it's not a good translation. We went to a sushi bar last night. It was a sushi train, although they call it Shinkansen, which is their bullet train, which is super cool. And they have, I'll put a video of it up, but they have like this little like plastic Shinkansen bullet train that goes by, and it knows where you're sitting, and you like order on the screen that's above your face, and then the Shinkansen comes and stops right in front of you and delivers you your food. And then there's also this ongoing conveyor belt of sushi that you can just pull off. And I'm sure most Americans know how the sushi conveyor belt works, but you know, they just charge you at the end based on the color of the plate that you pulled off. I don't know what I was eating. I just picked things that looked like something that I might have eaten in the past. I don't actually know. Could have been eel. It could have been anything. But it was good for the most part. I got chicken wings. Chicken here is not the same as in the US. Probably because... Never mind. I'm not going to get into that. But chicken's different. It tastes very different. Almost like a completely different meat. It's weird. I wasn't too big of a fan. I tried ordering like chicken wings because I miss Buffalo Wild Wings. Basically all I ate was like salmon or, heaven help me, vegetarian rolls. I pretty much have been a vegetarian since I've been here and survive off of candy. Like there's just candy everywhere because there's a kombini downstairs, which is the Japanese way of shortening convenience store. I just buy a lot of candy, which I don't even usually eat that much candy. But you gotta survive, you know? Yesterday I went exploring on my own. I just kind of tried to walk in a big square so I wouldn't get lost. And that was pretty fun. Really cold, super windy here. Fukuoka wasn't, it was pretty warm for the most part. I mean, it was slightly chilly, probably like 50 degrees. But here, because it's so close to the coast, there's so much wind and moisture in the air, it just whips your face and stings. But I was walking through like alleys, and everything is like kind of poor and run down, at least on the back side of it, but on the front side they try and keep it really nice. That was kind of creepy. But I know Japan is very safe, so there's probably no danger in it. I tried the melon Fanta, and that was like straight up liquid candy syrup something. It was good though, like in a good way. Okay, fashion here is kind of interesting. It's like an older style almost, like how do I explain this? Like how like classy women were in the 90s. Everyone wears like long, it's not velvet, what is that stuff called? Fleece? No, that's the fuzzy stuff. Felt? It's kind of like feltish stuff. Trench coats. And then they wear short skirts and black tights and high heels. And then they like wear their hair perfectly curled under, and most of them have bangs. Things to remember about do's and don'ts culturally. Move out of the way. Just move out of the way. People are coming through and they won't be polite about zooming around you or whatever. Just get out of their way. Everyone is very polite, like they use polite language. And then I'm not sure if I'm supposed to use that polite language back to them. I've been told both ways, like, no, that sounds weird for you to say like so politely back to them. Like arigato gozaimasu is like thank you very much, I think. And they're just saying like, just say thank you, don't say thank you very much. Ramen's super good here, especially the spicy stuff. I love it. The meat, again, with the meat, I can't, this is like my American hang up. But like, you know, they have like the little like pork slices on floating on top. And they're just like 50% fat ring around the outside. And I'm like, do people eat that? I think they do. Okay, this video is getting really long. Hopefully you've learned some things. If you have any questions, I'm not sure that I'm the one to ask, but you can feel free to try. Leave them in the comment section, and hopefully there'll be more. Thanks.